Hey everyone, so some of you may know I work for Chessable, which means I spend 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, staring at 64 squares on a screen, doing something or another. And I have a vacation coming up, and how I've chose to spend it is, well, you may think I'd do the sensible thing and book some sort of beachside holiday resort where I take a break from chess, but no, on the contrary, I've registered for back-to-back chess tournaments, classical time control tournaments in Portugal. So we'll see how relaxing and vacation-y it'll actually be. I'll report back and let you know. But yeah, today I'm going to discuss some stuff about how I'm preparing for those tournaments, goal setting in chess, goals that I'm setting, and some discussions that I've been having with my coach, and how sometimes a difference in opinion on topics like these can be a healthy thing rather than something to be concerned about in a potential chess coach. So let's get right into it. One thing I'm really excited about, and is a new development since I haven't had a chance to vlog about yet, is the fact that I took up the Torre opening for white. And for anyone who doesn't know, that is that's a white opening where white goes d4, 1 d4, 2 knight f3, and 3 bishop g5, pretty much no matter what. I mean, black has, a crazy amount of setups against this. He can do pretty much anything. It's a non-forcing white opening, as opposed to d4, c4, which is what I usually do and what I have done for the past few years. Way back in the day, I used to be an e4 player, but sort of as I've matured, I've really stuck to d4 as I'm more quiet, positional, sort of building up sort of player. So anyway, the Torre attack is d4, knight f3, bishop g5, and usually e3, c3, bishop d3, and if you're able to, you sink a knight into e5, go f4, queen f3, queen h3, target h7, and try to give checkmate. And for unsuspecting black players, this can result in a quick mate very easily. So obviously you don't want to play hope chess and just bank on that kind of thing. It's a very solid opening that gives you a stable center, which gives you the foundation for a potential attack. And I think that's what I need in order to feel comfortable attacking. I need a solid foundation. So the first reason I think the Torre attack is a positive inclusion into my repertoire is that it provides me with an option right from the outset, whether to go into d4, c4 stuff that are more sharp and allows more options from black, or, and yeah, I can gain space with c4 as well, which I like doing, or I can play a more gradual, solid, slow type of game, which I can sort of play automatically. It's great for blitz and bullet. Like, I think my bullet rating since I played the Torre has gone up like 200 points, just because it's so easy to play and the ideas are super clear cut. And even though you have to know a lot of systems that black can choose, it's like remarkably consistent. And you're never gonna get a bad position really. And I think this flexibility from move 2 basically will make me harder to prep for. It will give me options whether I want to play, one versus the other and like against a higher rated opponent. I really haven't done too much thinking about which one should be which. I think there are lines in the Torre and lines in d4, c4 that can be better or worse to play against higher rated opponents, but at least it gives me this second option. And the next reason I think it's a positive inclusion is that it gives me the foundation for a potential attack, which I've already discussed. And learning how to attack, having an opening that facilitates attacking is really important for me, because it's one of the skills I need to develop. I need to develop converting advantages. That's one of my weaknesses. I'm pretty solid in the opening. I know how to play very principally. But I need to know how to, take that a step further, take my position a step further, either convert into a favorable endgame or to convert an attack. So anyway, that's the Torre attack. I've started playing it in rapid tournaments in London that I've been going to as sort of practice for Portugal and also just for fun. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm in Brighton, UK, which is only an hour train ride to London, so it's very accessible. And once every other week or so, there's this Golders Green Rapid tournament that Adam Roof of Chess England, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, holds. Pretty cool tournaments. And yeah, in this last one, I'll post the results here for how I did. And yeah, I got 4 out of 6, not too bad. I'm getting a little better each time. Yeah, I beat a couple very strong upcoming juniors. So yeah, not losing to juniors, not losing to those underrated juniors is something I'm very proud of. I only lost to players higher rated than me. One of them was like a 2150, and they were both very fighting games. So I'm pretty proud of how I'm doing so far, and I think I'm in decent shape. That's another thing that playing in these rapid tournaments can do. They can be a good indicator of what kind of shape you're in. They can help you get into good shape along with the rest of your prep, doing consistent tactics and things like that, which we'll discuss soon. But yeah, if you can keep that competitive drive going into your tournaments, your classical tournaments, you're going to be better off. Okay, so that brings me to what I'm doing to prepare for these Portugal tournaments. So first of all, let me tell you about these tournaments. The first one will be in Bragança. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think I am. I'm starting to learn a little bit of Portuguese on Duolingo. Anyway, getting back to chess. The first one is in Bragança, which is northeast Portugal. And the second one, and they've graciously offered to organize bus travel from the first tournament to the next one for anyone. And there are a lot of people who are playing in both back to back, myself included. So we're taking a bus organized by the organizers of the tournament to Guimarães from there. These tournaments aren't super stacked with like top GMs or anything like that, but there are a lot of very strong mid-range club players, like, I mean, higher rated than me, like in the 2200s, like that level is pretty stacked. So the fact that it's an open field might mean that depending on my performance, because it's Swiss, I might get to play consistently higher than my rating, which I am underrated right now. My FIDE is 1636, I think, yeah. And you know, everyone says they're underrated, so take it with a grain of salt. But okay, how am I preparing for these tournaments? I'm doing tactics every day, half an hour. And yeah, like Michael has recommended, you know, multiple times on this channel, I do the same thing. I go on Chess Tempo. I don't log in to my account. I can just go to the tactics trainer and click easy and just do 30 minutes of nonstop easy tactics, sort of as quickly as I can, try to drill those patterns, refresh myself. And that's how you stay in shape. It's like working out. And so it doesn't replace calculation. It doesn't, because we're doing these easy tactics, it doesn't mean you can't do in-depth calculation elsewhere. You still should be doing that. But the other thing I'm doing besides these easy tactics I'm really preparing my opening files. I'm refreshing myself on my opening lines. And that sometimes means chess base. I mean, as I've shown you on the channel before, I have extensive files with all of my openings, taken from different video resources here and there. I've prepped some stuff with the computer in various lines. Yeah, I do some work on Chessable. Just depends on the opening. And I have various books and digital resources for other openings as well. I just pull from different sources. But for example, today on the schedule is the advanced Caro, and I think I've decided to go 3 bishop f5 as black instead of the early c5. And that's another opening line in addition to the Torre that will be new to me in classical time controlled chess. So I'm excited about that bishop f5. I haven't really played competitively yet, but I think it's a more solid, well-trodden path that I kind of need to know if I'm going to play the Caro, I think, especially because the advanced variation is the bane of every Caro player's existence, really. If you're a Caro player, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so tactics, openings, and I do a different opening. I look at a different opening line every day for 2 weeks. I started prepping 2 weeks before my tournament in my tournament Braganza starts on the 19th of this month. So about halfway through. And yeah, it's really coming up. So the last thing I want to discuss is goal setting in chess and goals I have for this tournament and goals that in contrast, my coach has for me. And we've been talking about this quite a bit, and we've been working on various themes in our sessions that have to do with optimizing for tournament performance, really. And one of my recent themes that I wanted him to go over was how to create practical problems from an equal position. And I think this is more relevant now than ever that I'm taking up the Torre, an opening when Black can equalize, and I might find myself in a position where Black is able to maybe trade one or two minor pieces, and I don't have this like overwhelming central pawn duo or something like that to fall back on to claim an edge. So I need to know how to create practical problems from an equal position. So we've been talking about that. The most interesting thing to me, honestly, that has recently come from my discussions with my coach is basically his insistence that I gain rating points as quickly as possible. And this to me signals kind of a cultural difference between maybe coaches from the West who may not be so quick to prioritize rating gain. I feel like that could just be me reading into that, but I kind of like this like encouragement to really get up to my rating strength quickly, because this gives me the confidence that my coach apparently has in me by telling me this to actually go out and perform up to the best of my abilities. My coach thinks FM is possible for me, so that's also encouraging. I think everyone, regardless of rating or status, would agree that gaining rating points shouldn't be the highest goal, full stop. I think having fun is the only reason you play chess and the reason you continue to play. But I think just hearing him say this, I don't know. It's hard to disagree when you hear it. It just fills you with that confidence and the drive to perform, which I think is a healthy thing. Even if, like, I was going into the tournament more with a mindset of not putting pressure on myself. I haven't played classical time control in 2 years or whatever, and more like a year and a half or something like that. But yeah. It's vacation, so it might be natural to use that sort of as a subconscious excuse not to do well or for any mistakes that you make. But I like having someone that I feel accountable to and responsible for, proving my competence. Something external, someone like a coach to have to push back against these subconscious mentalities that might hold me back. I'm very grateful for. I'm still going to try to enjoy myself. It is vacation, and I've decided to book hotels rather than hostels for once to, just use some of the money that I've been earning. Been working hard, so why not spend it? And yeah, I think it'll also give me an opportunity to rest easier and to prepare better and more effectively for my games. So yeah, and overall, I'm really, really excited, both to see Portugal. I heard I've only heard good things about it. It's a beautiful, beautiful country, nice, lush, green, rolling hills. Porto is supposed to be amazing. I'm staying there for a night to begin with. And yeah, I'll see a friend from UCL, Yassine. Shout out to Yassine, who is competing as well and has apparently improved quite a bit also since lockdown. Oh, before I end the video, the last thing that my coach says to focus on in terms of having concrete goals for each game, going into each game, because I think it can be valuable to have not an overall goal, but sort of micro goals game by game. He says to not lose unnecessarily. It's like such a tautology. It's easier said than done, man. Not lose unnecessarily. I'm curious as to how he defines what is a necessary loss and what's unnecessary. I guess he just means like if your opponent plays immaculately if your opponent plays a perfect game, what can you do? But yeah, I guess he just means don't blunder. So yeah, I'm gonna do my blunder checks. That's something I'm gonna be very cognizant of, and yeah, not taking my opponent for granted, not underestimating anyone, and yeah, just playing the best I can. So yeah, regardless of how I do in Portugal, I know I'll come away with tons of super high value games to learn from. And yeah, super pumped. Hopefully once tournaments become regular again, I'll zoom up to 2000s. That'd be really cool. And just go up from there. So yeah, I'll see you next time.